on a frigid and still Saturday evening. Several weeks post the finalization of the divorce papers, I found myself grappling with the challenge of adapting to a life that had abruptly and disconcertingly paused after more than 20 years. The silence that enveloped my once vibrant home was unsettling, a haunting reminder of weekends that once resonated with laughter and the rhythm of family life. One such tradition was our weekly excursions to the bathhouse, a humble yet treasured sanctuary where my husband, son Alex, and I would relax and reconnect amid the enveloping warmth and steam. In the wake of the divorce, Alex was adamant that we uphold the ritual, just the two of us. At first, I held back. It was an odd sensation, almost a hurtful one, to uphold a tradition so deeply woven into the fabric of our fractured family. Yet, it was Alex's unwavering determination that ultimately captured my heart. "Come on, Mom," he implored, his tone both playful and resolute. "We need not surrender to the inevitability of change." That evening, I gave in, gathering our belongings and setting off. The bathhouse lay in serene stillness, a familiar hush that winter often brought, while the air enveloped visitors in the comforting embrace of cedarwood and steam. Upon entering, a wave of warmth enveloped me, a sensation I hadn't felt in ages. Not merely a shield from the physical, but a sanctuary for the soul, offering solace against the biting chill of the world beyond. At the age of 22, Alex had experienced significant growth throughout the years. He had transformed from the little boy who once delighted in splashing about in the shallow pool, creating waves merely for the joy of it. He was a composed young man, tall with broad shoulders, exuding a quiet confidence that hinted at his maturity. Still, his kind, familiar eyes held a warmth that evoked memories of his father. We nestled into one of the secluded family steam rooms, a haven that exuded intimacy without feeling oppressive. Side by side on the wooden bench, wrapped in soft towels, we found ourselves enveloped in a gentle steam, savoring a tranquil moment together. "You seem better," Alex said softly, shattering the stillness that enveloped them. His voice carried a hint of hesitation, teetering on the edge of uncertainty. With a jolt, I turned my gaze toward him. "Improved since everything?" For a fleeting moment, his gaze locked with mine before it drifted elsewhere. He remarked that the past few months have been quite challenging. As I inhaled deeply, the steam enveloped me, soothing the tightness in my shoulders. "I'm not sure about that," I responded with sincerity, perhaps merely adapting. He inclined his head, a gentle warmth spreading across his features. "That's something," he remarked. For a time, we lingered in contemplative quietude. The soothing whisper of steam enveloped the space, bringing tranquility to my mind. After weeks of turmoil, a flicker of peace finally graced my heart. Alex reclined against the wooden wall, and I found myself captivated by the extent of his growth, not solely in a physical sense, but also on an emotional level. He had transformed into my steadfast anchor during the tumult of the divorce, providing unwavering support without the need for solicitation. As the minutes slipped away, I came to appreciate the significance of these moments shared with him. Outside, the world was a tumultuous and often harsh place. But within this cozy refuge, it was merely the two of us, connected by a bond that transcended mere kinship. "Recall those moments when you would plead to linger in the sauna for what felt like an eternity?" I inquired, shattering the stillness with a gentle smile. Alex's laughter resonated, a rich and authentic melody that filled the space with warmth, surpassing even the steam's embrace. Indeed, my father would invariably pull me away after just 10 minutes, firmly believing that I would succumb to the heat. I let out a soft laugh, playfully mocking, or perhaps it was due to his inability to withstand the heat himself. After months of silence, the mention of my ex-husband no longer brought a sharp pain. For the next hour, we drifted between the steam room, the pool, and the lounge, lost in nostalgia for simpler times. I was struck by the ease with which I conversed with Alex, reflecting on the quiet transformation of our relationship through the years. He was more than merely my son. He served as a trusted ally, a companion in traversing this peculiar, unexplored phase of existence. As the evening drew to a close, we settled into a quiet corner of the lounge, savoring our tea. Alex extended his hand, allowing it to rest gently upon mine. "You'll be okay," he murmured, his tone unwavering. I fought to hold back tears, taken aback by the profound emotion woven into his words. "Do you really believe that?" I inquired. "Indeed," he responded with unwavering certainty. "We shall both do so." For the first time in what seemed like an eternity, I found myself believing him. In the weeks that ensued, our Saturday evenings at the bathhouse transformed into a soothing ritual amidst the chaos. Every visit unfolded as a sacred ritual, a serene escape from the chaotic outside world where everything appeared unrefined and unpredictable. The quiet moments we shared were not marked by discomfort, but rather by a profound, unvoiced connection. It was on one of those evenings, maybe the third or fourth since the divorce, that I came to understand just how much I anticipated this time spent with Alex. Not merely for the relaxation, but for the profound sense of connection he instilled. His presence anchored me, offering a reliable stability in a life that frequently seemed to drift aimlessly. That evening, as I neared the steam room, I caught sight of him, his towel nonchalantly resting over his shoulders. A newfound lightness enveloped him, a quality that had once eluded his presence. A serene assurance enveloped me, instilling a sense of hope that, after what felt like an eternity, we were destined to be okay. As I drew near, Alex's smile met me, and I couldn't help but return it with one of my own. The well-known image of him enveloping me in a warmth that transcended the bathhouse surroundings. "You're late," he teased, stepping aside to grant me entry. With a roll of my eyes, I sauntered past him, playful smirk dancing on my lips. "I am the one who brings you here," I responded. "If I happen to be late, the responsibility falls on both of you." He chuckled, the sound reverberating gently in the timbered space as we took our places on the benches. Enveloped by the swirling steam that softened the contours of the room, Alex reclined, his head finding solace against the wall, and for a fleeting moment, I became a silent observer of his stillness. It had caught my attention previously, yet there was something about these evenings that heightened my awareness of him. His shoulders occupied the space beside me with a commanding presence. His posture exuded a quiet strength. A serene confidence enveloped him now, a wisdom that appeared to transcend his age. "Are you all right, Mom?" His voice cut through my reverie, pulling me back to the present. His gentle gaze, imbued with the familiar warmth that had buoyed me through countless challenging times, locked onto mine. I nodded swiftly, pushing the damp strands of hair away from my face. "Naturally, it's merely a matter of contemplation." "Concerning what matter?" he inquired, reflecting on the immense joy these nights spent with you bring me. My response came forth with an unguarded sincerity, the phrases escaping my lips before I had the chance to rethink them. "It's truly wonderful to share this moment together." He smiled, his expression open and inviting, and it caused a flutter in my chest. "Indeed," he murmured gently. The air that hung between us felt denser in that moment, not unpleasant, yet imbued with an unarticulated energy, as if a hidden truth hovered nearby, poised to emerge. Uncertainty clouded my thoughts as I pondered the meaning behind it, questioning if Alex shared my feelings. As we transitioned between the steam room and the plunge pool that evening, I became acutely aware of the subtle nuances around me. His gaze lingered on me, a silent observation when he believed I was unaware. The delicate caress of his hand against mine as he handed me a towel. The touch lingered, stretching the moment just a heartbeat longer. Yet I endeavored to persuade myself it was merely a figment of my imagination. He was, indeed, my son. Yet, despite my attempts to soothe my own thoughts, an unsettling sensation lingered, hinting that the dynamic between us was transforming. morphing into an unfamiliar territory I struggled to comprehend. As the next visit approached, I discovered a sense of anticipation that felt distinctly unique. A subtle thrill coursed through me, one I endeavored to stifle, yet it remained impossible to overlook. Alex appeared to sense it as well. With each step, he seemed to float as we approached the bathhouse, his anticipation palpable as he guided us toward our cherished steam room. As we nestled into our surroundings, the comforting warmth wrapped around us, and I was overwhelmed by a profound sense of gratitude. Outside, the world lay shrouded in cold and uncertainty. Yet within these walls, it was merely us, enveloped by the steam, where nothing else held significance. That evening, our words danced effortlessly, weaving through cherished recollections and aspirations yet to unfold. Alex shared his work plans and ambitions, his voice imbued with a subtle fervor, his eyes sparkling as he articulated the things that truly resonated with him. I hung on every word, enchanted by his eloquence and the depth of his expression. "You're truly remarkable. Have you realized that?" In a moment of spontaneity, I found myself uttering the words before I had a chance to hold them back. Alex blinked, a gentle warmth spreading across his features. "Mom, please," I interjected. I fail to express it often enough. "You truly are a remarkable man. Alex, your father and I could not have wished for a more wonderful son." Our gazes locked, and for an instant, it felt as though time itself had come to a standstill. "You're quite remarkable as well," he murmured softly. "Your journey has been fraught with challenges, yet you stand resiliently in the present moment." The cadence of his voice as it fell on that last word sent a tremor through me, one that had little to do with the chill of the air beyond the steam room. I parted my lips to speak, yet silence enveloped me, leaving me with nothing but a silent nod. As we lounged in our plush robes, tea in hand, a peculiar sense of contentment enveloped me. Alex's gaze was fixed on me, his expression a mystery. He broke the silence with a sudden declaration, saying, "I don't think I've ever felt closer to you than I do at this very moment." As I gazed at him, I was taken aback by the raw vulnerability that laced his voice. "Alex," I started, yet he pressed on, his eyes fixed and resolute. "These past weeks have indeed been challenging, yet they have also brought about some unexpected goodness. Being with you in this way feels as though I'm uncovering the true essence of who you are." I found myself at a loss for words. There was an undeniable quality in his words, in the intensity of his gaze, that seemed to alter the very fabric of my reality. The lines that separated us, once sharp and unmistakable, began to fade into ambiguity. For the first time, uncertainty clouded my emotions. On the subsequent Saturday, the atmosphere surrounding us was laden with an unmistakable heaviness, a blend of expectation and an unspoken depth that we both sidestepped acknowledging. Alex welcomed me at the door, his familiar smile gracing his face, yet it seemed gentler this time, his gaze resting on me a heartbeat longer than normal. An undeniable energy pulsed between us, despite my insistence that it was merely a product of the newfound closeness we had cultivated. At the bathhouse, a distinct atmosphere enveloped the space. As we resumed our familiar dance between the steam room and plunge pool, I found myself acutely aware of the subtle shifts in our interactions. Alex seemed somewhat withdrawn, his manner contemplative. Only after we had nestled into the lounge, cradling our steaming cups of tea, did he finally shatter the stillness that enveloped us. "Hey," he started, his voice carrying a playful curiosity. "Have you ever experienced a massage in this place?" I stole a look at him from behind the edge of my cup, momentarily taken aback. "Indeed, I have not. What prompts your inquiry?" He shrugged, a subtle smile playing at the edges of his lips. "I merely considered that it could be a worthwhile notion. It appears that you have been under a bit of stress recently." I arched an eyebrow, while his remark held truth. The weight of the divorce and the turmoil of our lives continued to cast a long shadow. I found it quite astonishing. "Quite the tension, isn't it?" I observed, a gentle laugh escaping my lips. "You deserve some relaxation," he said, his tone a delightful blend of mischief and earnestness. "I will arrange one for you." I bid him farewell with a wave. "Alex, there's no need for that." Yet he persisted, his light-hearted manner clashing with the gravity reflected in his eyes. "Allow me to take care of this for you." Before I had the chance to voice my objections, he was already at the counter, engaging the receptionist in conversation. Upon his return, a triumphant smile graced his face. "You're all set," he declared, though a moment's pause preceded his sheepish grin as he added, "I may have booked one for myself too." I chuckled softly, a bemused smile crossing my face as I shook my head. "Naturally, you did." The massage transcended the ordinary, enveloping me in a realm of enchantment. Each knot in my back and shoulders dissolved beneath the skilled touch of the therapist. In the end, an unexpected lightness enveloped me, my body wholly relaxed. Afterward, Alex lingered in the lounge, his expression radiating bliss. He inquired, tilting his head as he scrutinized me, "What are your thoughts and emotions at this moment?" I confessed that I felt as if I could simply float away from this place, prompting a chuckle from him. Excellent. The essence of it all lay in that very notion. Later that evening, as we unwound in one of the cozier steam rooms, Alex reclined next to me, his motions languid and at ease. I cast a fleeting look his way, observing the serene stance he held and the subtle satisfaction that graced his features. "Text, I know," I began, shattering the stillness that enveloped us. "Indeed, you were correct. That is precisely what I was looking for." He smiled, his eyes sparkling with playful mischief. "You see, I understand what's best for you, Mom." I gently prodded him with my elbow, his words enveloping me in a warmth that was beyond description. "Perhaps I ought to reciprocate," I quipped. "How about I treat you to a massage sometime?" He lifted an eyebrow, a gentle smile spreading across his face. "Are you extending an offer?" I paused, perplexed by the way his question sent a ripple of excitement through my chest. "What's stopping us? Isn't it only just?" Alex propped himself up, his eyes sharpening with focus. "You don't have to," he murmured gently. "I merely wished for you to unwind this evening." "I understand." With a smile, I responded. The cozy atmosphere enveloped the scene, lending an unexpected air of intimacy to the moment. "Yet, I desire to. Your support over the past few weeks has meant the world to me. It's the bare minimum I can offer." Upon returning home, the ambience was subdued, yet it pulsed with an unusual vitality. Alex had regarded my offer with earnest consideration, with him lying face down on the couch, his broad back laid bare. I cautiously set to work, attempting to ease the tension from his shoulders, uncertain of the appropriate pressure to use. His satisfied hum spurred me on, and my confidence blossomed. "Where did you acquire this knowledge?" he inquired, his words barely audible as they were swallowed by the cushion. I confessed, laughter escaping my lips. "I'm simply improvising." "Your improvisation is truly impressive." He let out a deep sigh, his muscles unwinding under my fingertips. "You possess an innate talent." There was a quality to his voice, deep and nearly sacred, that sent an unanticipated tremor coursing through me. I attempted to concentrate on the knots in his back, yet the intimacy of the moment rendered it difficult. "Is this providing assistance?" I inquired softly. He tilted his head just enough to lock his gaze with mine. "Indeed," he murmured gently, "it is proving to be quite beneficial." For a fleeting instant, the room seemed utterly motionless. The heater's soft hum was the sole sound in the room. Words eluded me as I grappled with the silent gravity of his stare. "Very well," I finally declared, pulling my hands away. "That will suffice for this evening." Alex rose gradually, extending his limbs with purpose. "Thank you, Mom," he said with warmth. Indeed, the subsequent week at the bathhouse, the unspoken tension between us was palpable, lingering in the air like an uninvited guest. It was evident in the way his gaze held onto me, in the fleeting touch of his hand against mine as he handed me a towel. I reassured myself that it was merely a figment of my imagination. Yet the warmth swelling in my chest whenever he cast his gaze in my direction told a different story. Following our customary indulgence in steam rooms and plunge pools, we found ourselves once more in the massage lounge. This time, Alex refrained from suggesting the arrangement of another appointment. "You know," he remarked with a nonchalant air, reclining in his chair, "I believe I would rather indulge in another of your massages." His words took me by surprise, even as I attempted to mask my reaction. "Oh, is that so?" "Indeed," he responded, his eyes unwavering. "Your skills surpass those of the professionals." I chuckled, yet the noise seemed to echo in the stillness of the room. Compliments can open many doors. "Alex," he smiled, his demeanor gentle. "It's reassuring to be informed." As I lay in bed that night, reflecting on the events of the evening, an unsettling sense lingered within me, suggesting that a change had occurred between us. The boundaries that once seemed distinct had begun to fade, casting me into uncertainty as I sought a way to traverse them. Yet, one truth remained undeniable. Anticipation for next Saturday swelled within me, a feeling I was reluctant to acknowledge. On the subsequent Saturday, I discovered that I was running behind schedule. A work email had held me up, and I rushed downstairs to discover Alex waiting by the front door. I halted abruptly, my breath hitching at the sight of him cradling a bouquet of flowers. "Alex," I remarked, my eyes widening at the bouquet he held. The composition featured a blend of pristine white lilies and delicate soft pink roses, exuding elegance, subtlety, and sheer beauty. "What is this?" he shrugged, his expression nearly bashful. "I simply believed you were worthy of them. Your recent support has been truly remarkable. Mom, I wish to create a thoughtful gesture for you." His words filled my heart with warmth, and I felt a tightness in my throat as I took the bouquet. "You didn't have to do this," I murmured, yet my smile revealed the depth of my gratitude for the gesture. "I wanted to," he spoke with a straightforwardness that held my gaze, his sincerity causing a tightness in my chest. "You've endured countless trials, and yet you remain, thou." As my fingers glided over the delicate petals of the flowers, I found myself grappling with the elusive words that seemed just out of reach. Language eluded me, each term falling short of the mark. I set the bouquet down on the counter and turned back to face him. In a moment of spontaneity, I enveloped him in a hug, my arms finding their way around his shoulders in a gesture that felt instinctive and unpremeditated. "Thank you," I whispered softly against his chest, my voice so faint it was almost lost in the air. "This holds significant importance." His arms wrapped around me, a warmth that enveloped me, offering a sense of grounding and protection. We lingered in silence for what felt like an eternity, until he finally leaned back just enough to place a soft kiss on my cheek. The gesture hung in the air, imbuing the moment with a warmth that transcended the impending steam room experience. "Anytime," he murmured, his voice smooth and unwavering. That evening, as we stepped into the bathhouse side by side, I felt an undeniable change in the atmosphere surrounding us. A newfound intimacy lingered in the air, a silent comprehension that had previously eluded them. Each gaze, each ephemeral brush of his hand against mine held a deeper significance. As we navigated our familiar routine, each action appeared to carry a more intentional weight. The steam room enveloped me in a hushed embrace, the air thick with the weight of unvoiced thoughts. The water in the plunge pool felt almost inviting, as if it held remnants of the unspoken tension that lingered in the air between us. In a moment suspended in time, as we lounged together, tea warming our hands, Alex's fingers grazed mine with a gentle touch. An unexpected tremor coursed through me. "You know," he said, shattering the stillness, "Saturdays stand as the pinnacle of my week." I glanced at him, taken aback by the hushed fervor in his tone. "Are they?" I inquired. He inclined his head, his eyes locking onto mine. Indeed, I recognized that we embarked on this journey to grasp at a semblance of normalcy following all that has transpired. Yet now, he let his voice fade, his gaze falling to his hands. Now they hold significant meaning for me. His words lingered in the atmosphere, heavy with unexpressed significance. Uncertain of how to react, I found myself at a loss, grappling with the warmth that blossomed within my chest. I nodded gently and murmured softly, "They hold significance for me as well." Later that night, as we readied ourselves to depart, Alex softly beckoned me to one side near the entrance. The bathhouse lay nearly deserted, its tranquil atmosphere softly illuminated by the flickering light, casting elongated shadows that danced across the walls, enhancing the sense of intimacy within. "Hey," he murmured gently, his fingers grazing my arm. "I've been wanting to inquire. How have you been? Is that so?" His question took me by surprise. I responded with a practiced ease. Yet even I could sense the emptiness in my own words. "Are you?" He leaned in, his gaze probing into my own. "It's perfectly acceptable if you find yourself in that place. I want you to understand that my support is unwavering and always available to you, at all times." The sincerity in his voice and the determination in his eyes struck me deeply. A knot tightened in my throat, and I could merely nod, fearful that my words would falter. "Come here," he said gently, his voice so soft it almost shattered me. Before I had a chance to respond, he enveloped me in yet another embrace. His arms encircled me with a gentleness that stirred a deep ache in my chest. One hand cradled the back of my head, his fingers gently weaving through my hair as he drew me near. I surrendered to the moment, my cheek nestled against his chest, eyes gently closed. "You're incredible," he breathed, his voice a soft caress in the stillness. "I trust that you are aware of that." My heart pounded, and my mind swirled with a chaotic blend of feelings I struggled to untangle. As he finally withdrew, his hands remained on my shoulders, his gaze ensnaring mine with a fervor that anchored me to the spot. Then, leaning in, he pressed another kiss to my cheek, this one lingering just a touch longer than seemed necessary. The heat of his kiss ignited a tremor within me. "Good night, Mom," he murmured, his voice calm and gentle. I observed him retreat, my heart racing as I struggled to comprehend the events that had just unfolded. The lines that once defined our relationship now seemed to waver, transforming in ways that eluded my comprehension. All week long, his gestures lingered in my thoughts. Each time I walked by the flowers on the counter, their vivid petals evoked memories of his words, the embrace of his arms around me, and the gentle warmth of his kiss upon my cheek. Everything seemed so straightforward, so pure, yet profoundly meaningful. As Saturday approached once more, a blend of eager anticipation and lingering unease washed over me. Uncertainty enveloped me as I navigated the deepening bond that was forming between us. As Alex welcomed me at the door, his gentle smile and warm eyes washed over me, melting my worries away. "Are you prepared?" he inquired, his voice airy yet imbued with a newfound gravity. I returned his smile with a nod, reaching for my bag. "Forever,"